Hello everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to Shades of Romance. If you kept up with the channel, you know that this is the Valentine's Day mini-series 2025. And in our previous episode, we made a very simple, on-the-budget dinner that you can easily candlelight, but if maybe you're feeling a little ambitious, want to do a little prep work before time, hey, no shame in that, all right? What's an easy one that anyone can do? You guessed it, iced coffee. Now, we've done this before in a previous episode, so we're going to do it a little bit different this time, but we got to go over a couple of things, all right? Again, if you're just starting out, this is something really easy that anybody could do, okay? You're going to find very quickly that the tools are very simple, okay? It doesn't get much simpler than this. I'm telling you, I promise you, it's going to be really easy. First up on the list is the hardware. You know, the things that we use to make the dish, all right? So, what are you going to need? And again, you can get this stuff on the cheap. You're going to need a single pot, okay? The pot, again, you can get these at secondhand stores, Goodwill, places like that. If you play your cards right, again, you can get this and next to nothing, all right? So if you're just starting out, there's no shame in secondhand stores. Once you get, once you and your other half get a little bit of stuff kind of built up, you can start looking at the more expensive pots, but, if you're just starting out, again, single pot. All right, you're going to need a stir spoon of some sort. In this particular case, this one came with a set that we got, but again, you can get this at a Dollar Tree. Again, secondhand store. You can get the wooden ones, plastic ones, whatever. Play your cards right. Again, you can get this stuff on the tightest budget imaginable. Measuring spoons is what we're also going to need. Measuring spoons. These are a little fancier than what you have to get, but I like them, so we're going to go ahead and use them anyways. But there's no shame in these, and again, we're right back to, you can get these at, say, somewhere like, again, Dollar Tree, Goodwill, Walmart has them for next to nothing. So again, you could do that very easy. All right, so that's pretty much going to be our, if you will, our hardware, okay? Very simple, easy to use. Now the software, the stuff that, the ingredients, if you will. You're going to need some sort of spices, okay? Now, in one of our previous ones, we did a pumpkin spice, and it was good, all right? We're probably going to go ahead and do that one again, but you could use ground cinnamon, all right? Any one of those, excellent choices, all right? You're going to need sugar, all right? And you're going to need 2 cups. So, that is the basics there. And, of course, you're going to need a little bit of kosher salt. That's about as easy as it gets, right? Now, if you do have it on hand, I would recommend using it like corn syrup. Don't have to have it, but if you got it, I recommend using it. And that's pretty much as hard as it gets. And, again, water. So, the first thing that we're going to do here the first thing that we're going to do, but we're going to talk about the particular sugar here once we get all set up, is we're going to start assembling, all right? So, out of the gate, one single cup of water, all right? I could have went the other way, but, And then we're going to need 2 cups of sugar, all right? 2 cups of sugar. That's really about as easy as it gets. And this is 2 cups of regular sugar. And try not to make a mess like me. Okay, and that's it. Okay, 1 cup of water to 2 cups of sugar with a pinch of salt. And that's all you need to make a syrup. That's it. Take your spoon, give it a light stir. And once this comes up to a boil, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, that's, you know, it comes up to a boil, and then you just let it simmer for about five minutes. Okay, that's really it. But as I mentioned, we're going to flavor this. All right. Now, I mentioned doing a ground cinnamon, and pretty much 3 teaspoons of ground cinnamon will do it. Or if you got pumpkin spice, like we do right here, 3 of those, okay, will do the job. But if you've kept up with the channel, we're going to talk briefly about the contents in here. This is a vanilla sugar, okay? If we wanted to, we could easily take and put, have not used the regular sugar and put 2 cups of this, and we would have had a vanilla syrup instead. So there's about a million ways we can make the same thing, you know, an iced coffee. Shoot a couple of teaspoons of ground ginger in this, and you'd make a, you know, a ginger root syrup. Okay, so the sky's the limit. Try adding different flavors to your syrups. You can come up with all sorts of cool and awesome, you know, syrups for making coffee. I mean, what more could you ask for? All right. So the only thing that we've also yet to talk about while we're waiting for this to come up to a boil is a pitcher. Okay. Now, currently in the background, I've got coffee making. Okay. I've got 12 cups to be precise. But I made it a little extra stronger than usual. The reason being is because we're going to have to put a little bit of ice right down here on the bottom. I'd say, you know, with a pitcher, no matter what the pitcher is, fill up to right about there with your ice, okay? You know, go about 1/5 of the way up with ice. Do you have to have that? No, you could use just regular cold water. It'll work just fine. And then with the extra strong coffee, it thins it out, and then you don't take a chance in melting your pitcher, okay? Kind of cool, right? Alrighty. So, from here, as I mentioned, I think we're going to go ahead and do the pumpkin spice, but you guys get the general idea. Again, this is making, you know, making several things, several different things, the same, you know, just slightly different. Breech containment, because that's a brand new. Just like that. We have turned this into a pumpkin spice syrup. And earlier I mentioned using light corn syrup. I hate measuring this stuff. Okay, I really do. I really hate measuring this stuff because corn syrup is just so viscous. So a couple of light squeezes, and that's usually about 2 teaspoons. And then we're going to give this a stir. And again, we're just going to watch this, okay? Make sure that if it starts boiling hard, that you turn it down, because the bubbles will start stacking on each other as we get evaporation. So, with evaporation, you know, the bubbles will start stacking, kind of like you would see the foam on the ocean as it's hitting the beach. Think of it like that. And if it starts boiling like that, just take it off the heat, let it cool for a second, and turn your heat down. There we go. Just like that. So you can put it right back on the heat, on a low heat. Just watch it closely. Alrighty, folks. we're now at that stage where we can take it off the heat. Now, how do I know that precisely? You're probably wondering. Well, I take my spoon. It doesn't matter if it's silicone, wood, plastic. What I do is I'll stir it around lightly, like such, and then I'll take it out. And then when I see it dripping, kind of slow like that, I know I'm good. All right? So I'm going to take it off the heat. Carry over will do the rest for me, because as this cools, there will be a little bit of evaporation. It'll get thicker, more viscous, exactly just like a syrup. But from here, we need to begin setting up. All right? So first things first, let's grab our pot of coffee. All right? This guy right here. Now, because we've got ice in there, hopefully we shouldn't melt through it. And don't try to do this with glass, or you'll be in big, big, big trouble. Now, I'm going to fill this thing up to, say, right about there. All right? So, again, the ice will be helping us out tremendously. I'm going to give this a couple more light stirs. We're just going to let that sit for a moment. And again, if you think that it's going to get a little too hot, just add a few more cubes to it, which I'm going to go ahead and do that now. There we go. All right. So again, that's why we made the coffee a little extra stronger than usual. Okay. And that's just just a quick, I would say like a teaspoon more than you would normally use for your typical coffee. All right. From here, because again, very careful, we're going to add in a lot of this, okay? We're going to go to, actually we're probably going to go ahead and just use it all. And then we'll top it off with a little bit of coffee. Okay? And just like that, all right? So we've got a very nice iced coffee. Put this in the fridge and let it sit maybe overnight. If you wanted something a little bit creamier, if you will, some of you guys kind of like adding a little bit of dairy to it, whether it's whole milk or that. I would cut back on the coffee just a little bit and the syrup, and then top it off with milk just fine. It's something that you might have to play with a little bit, but to find the way that you like it. Now, so now we have a very, very nice iced coffee for your other half on Valentine's Day, guys. So, again, if you're, basically using all the ideas from this video series, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. But even if you only use one of these ideas, it'll still get you, it'll still be something special and on a tight budget. And again, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to do Valentine's Day. Now, if you think this idea is really cool, let me show you something even cooler. These right here, pretty awesome, wouldn't you say? People go to the gas station, they buy these, and, spin through the nose for some of this name brand stuff. What if you took and cleaned them out, took the labels off, and then put your own iced coffee in it for your other half? Keep it stashed in the fridge, so that way when she gets ready to go to work, all she's got to do is grab one of these, and out the door she goes with her own iced coffee. Your brand, not the store-bought. So, if you enjoyed this episode, do me a big favor. Hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. Along with that, get on over to Patreon. $1 a month grants you access to Cinnamon's Discord. Also, we have a Teespring store with merchandise. Get over there and check that out. See what grabs your eye. I'm pretty sure there might be something in there. There's usually a little something in there for everybody. But beyond that scope, for all of you out there, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is, just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. Do something special for them today. And as always, for every last one of you out there, No one out there has told you that they love you today. Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.